Hello, my art friends. This is Arrow with Arrow Life. It's been a while, but I'm back, and I am here to show you a sketching session that I went to at Oakwood Cemetery. So here I am walking around. This is the Oakwood Cemetery in Austin, Texas. I was here with my local urban sketchers group, and this was in October. Yes, I know it's already December, but I had a lot of difficulty getting this video downloaded for some reason. I don't know why, but here it is finally. So here we are. We met here. There was a tour of this cemetery. A lot of famous people are buried here in Austin history. So here we are. So I walked around for a little bit, and I sat down, and I found a nice place where I could, sit and relax, and some nice things that I could sketch. So I went and sketched this out with pencil. I realized that I wasn't recording for some reason once I sketched it out. So here's me. It's kind of already putting in the green blockage in there. Now I'm working on the sky there, and I've got some, I believe that's buff titanium in my watercolors. Again, this is watercolors with pencil, and then later on I will do a outline of with ink. So yeah, I sat down there. It was a nice day. It was warm, but it hadn't been as hot as it has been all summer. We've had extremely hot weather over here. So this was definitely, something that, again, while it was warm, slightly muggy, but the sun was coming out a little bit, and it just felt really nice to be out again. So that's why I was really excited about going here. Now, from what you see there's a house in that background over there with it's really nice. It has a nice blue color to it, which you'll see that in a little bit once I get there. But you see the tombs, or the gravestones kind of throughout, and this interesting, really tall one, like almost like a obelisk or something up there. So I just thought that was really nice. But so I'm using sap green, and again, I apologize for I'm not showing the whole video. I didn't realize that it was cutting off the top section of what I was trying to do. So there I am mixing my colors and getting them on there. Oop, made a mistake there. But the great thing about watercolors, you can, if you get it fast enough, you can just wipe it away. Even if you don't, you can re-wet it, or there are various ways to kind of fix it, or at least adjust it to where you want it to be. So I'm getting some. This is graphite gray. This is most of these, I believe, are Daniel Smith watercolors, and that graphite gray. I love that for any type of urban sketch, because you've got a lot of cement, or just a lot of the even some of the rock and stone you can use that for. So that really helps a lot. So there I'm getting some of the tonal structure in there, the shading. I'm trying to remember that the light, at least in the painting, the light is coming from I believe it was the top right of the painting. So I've put it in my shadows over there on those sides of that stone there, or that gravestone. Now this one has an interesting, this gravesite, or cemetery has an interesting history, that it's got some of the famous, there are some famous governors that are buried here, but also some of the, I guess, possible victims of a basically was a serial killer that they believe was somehow connected, or maybe even Jack the Ripper. That apparently they never caught the guy here, and then apparently there was some possibility that he moved to England over there in London, and that's when the murder started again. I mean, I don't know how much evidence they have for that in terms of whether how much of a stretch that story is, but I did find a book that talks about all this, so I'm going to be reading about that, and really interested in how all that went down. But yeah, Austin, Texas, it's got an interesting history. So there's that house that I'm doing in that background. It's got that nice blue. I'm kind of layering it in. So I put like a lighter shade in there. Now I'm gonna put a little darker in there just to kind of give it that, kind of where it kind of blends in really good, rather than just putting a nice bright blue. So I wanted to kind of really shade it in there really good. But yeah, it really stands out because you've got a lot of this green and the browns from the trees and the trunks, and some of that dead wood around as well. But so when I was looking around for my composition, I see this blue house, and obviously it just stands out. And I knew that that had to be it. I had put that in there, and but yeah, I wanted to get some of the gravestones, and which is weird. I mean, even in a cemetery, there are some really beautiful spots. I mean, unless you're going at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and to looking for a scare or any type of supernatural experiences or whatever. But during the day, it's pretty peaceful place. So, and we did have some storms that came by earlier, so I'm getting those some of those darker clouds in there as well. They were passing at this point of the session. It had been raining the day before, and actually drizzled a little bit earlier in this day while we were there. But after a while, the sun started coming out, and so those clouds were moving along. So I wanted to make sure and incorporate those in there. But so yeah, I'm got some Viridian green in there, adding some tone in there to kind of give it that 3-dimensional look there. It is something that I'm still practicing with, so but I have noticed that my the 3-dimension aspect of my trees has been getting better, so I'm really happy about that. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're getting there. So I know that if I just continue practicing, that it'll start to form, right? And that's with a lot of these techniques in watercolor. There's so many really neat techniques that I've picked up and that I've heard about, or some I've been like, wow, this is really neat, and I'm trying them, and they're not working out for me just yet. But I know, like I said, in time, I'll be able to go and get that, keep that practice going, and then eventually get at least some of that technique going. And I have noticed some improvement, so that's very encouraging. So here I'm doing some of the grass in there, just trying to give it a little more depth, because it wasn't just flat; it was kind of a hilly area there. So I wanted to make sure to convey that part over there in the background. So there I'm sitting on a they added these curbs to kind of make sections of the graveyard, and these are like just concrete, almost like street curbs. So don't think I'm sitting on a on a knockdown gravestone or anything like that. This is just almost like a curb along the walkway. It basically just divides the walkway there, and so I found a nice little spot there to go and to get set up, and especially where I can get a good view of the the composition where I'm going with that house there. So I'm adding in little bits of the sky in the background there. I think I went a little too low there in the far left there next to that really tall obelisk looking one. But yeah, I'll get to that in a little bit. So here I'm working on the trees, getting that, some of that brown in there. Just to kind of dab it in there a little bit. Just right now, I'm just kind of figuring out where I want my trunks for various trees and tree branches to go, and then I'll go back in there and give those a little more definition. But again, I'm really, I don't know if you guys see it, but at least in terms of from my I've been paying a lot of attention to my trees, and I'm really pleased on how they've just gotten a little better. So I'm really looking forward to doing more of these and picking up. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, other artists, and again, all you artists out there who are making these videos, especially the tutorials, it's a really huge help. So I don't know. I don't really consider this a tutorial. This is just sort of my journey, kind of showing my journey of my excursions out there with painting. I'm also part of a plein air group that I plan to start again and going out with to do for oil painting. So here I'm doing the outline with ink. I've got the Pigma. Let's see, what is that? The Sakura Pigma archival ink pen, and I like to just put that in just for yeah, there it is. It's a number. Here's a number 5 right there, and this is all the archival ink. These are the Micron pens, which I really like a lot. This one is I believe it's a purple ink, but I kind of wanted to put that in there because it'll kind of match, or blend a little bit more with that blue in there. So I'm just making that little part where it kind of comes out there, that I guess it's a room or maybe the attic, and then add in the lines on that roof there. But yeah, I really like doing I'll sketch something out with pencil, and then I'll go and add the color, get the paints in there, and then every so often I'll once it's all dry, then I like to go back with ink pen and just do a little outline, kind of like a line and wash. And I won't do every single thing, but I'll just kind of pepper it around in there. Like, I believe I'm gonna do these the gravestones, and just make sure that they kind of have that where they're not part of the ground, almost like they're laying down, but I want to make sure that they show that they are upright, in the context of the painting there. But yeah, and you'll notice that there's a little caterpillar over there in the far left there. Yeah, I have this is an idea that I got from another YouTuber, and I honestly don't remember who it was. I would be very happy to give credit to that, but for the idea. But that's just a regular. It's like a Wilson's sports wristband thing for like a sweatband. But that really helps when you're going out and about, because it's you can use it to wipe your brush, and that really helps a lot. You just put it on your arm rather than have another piece of either cloth or paper towel to have to hold on to or put on your lap, whatever. This, you just attach it to your arm, and that's one less thing that you have to really hold on to. But it is still very useful when you're trying to wipe your brush away. So that is something that if that's something that you're interested in, it works great. So here I am it looks like I had pretty much finished with the outlines. And I decided for this I keep saying tombstone, for this gravestone, I wanted to use that as, a focal, where it's a close up. And then, of course, I'm going to put the information that I usually put on all my sketches, as, the date of the sketch, where the sketch is, and then, of course, my artist signature in there as well. So, yeah, this was October 28th. Again, this is 2023. And I really had a lot of fun time with this one, especially with those trees. It gave me a chance to really try out some techniques I had picked up in terms of that depth in there. So there it is. And a lot of times I will just kind of because we have a certain time, and then we'll all meet up again and show our work. So at this point I was pretty much done, the time had run out. So later on I went back to my home studio, and I finished off where it says Oakwood Cemetery down there, Urban Sketchers. And I went and added a little more the richness of color in there. So you can see that some of those are, it's a little darker and a little more basically finished. This is the finished piece. So I'm really happy you liked it, and I hope you like it. I really had a good time with this, and so I hope you enjoyed this video. And I wanted to say thank you again for watching this. If you have any questions about techniques or the paints that I use, or any other questions about the process or anything like that, again, this is my way of showing my journey. And so thank you so much for that. Please comment, like, subscribe, and let me know if there are any other types of videos you'd like me to make, and I will do what I can. So thank you again. Bye-bye.